Come with us as we take you from Lagos to Wealth Bridge Estate Phase 1, Okodudu Village, Igbogila Town, which is currently selling for 150,000 naira per plot just this August. I heard about this amazingly affordable new site and decided to find out for myself. So, because of the distance and because of the distance of the place from Lagos to Ogun State, we started this journey as early as 6 a.m. And so that is why you see that the clouds are as dark as it is. So at this particular time, I had already gotten to Sele bus stop and I had already climbed the overhead bridge where I was going to meet up with the property doctor, Pastor Adewumi Adiola, who is the lead property consultant for Wealth Bridge Properties Limited. We drove through Oshodi, Ikeja Airport Road, Yanapaja, Sabo, and all of the other places like that. So for those of you who would want to go visit, if you want to navigate that particular place using public transport, because for us we drove, right? All you need to do is find your way to Oshodi. While you're at Oshodi, you take a bus going straight to Ogun State, okay? So on your way, but before you get to Ogun State, you stop at Pangpa. I really do not know if that is the last bus stop for the bus going to Ogun State, but just stop at somewhere called Pangpa. And then from Pangpa, you take another one. You take this time it's more like a Sienna, you take a Sienna bus going to Ilaro. I think I pronounced it well, Ilaro. And then from Ilaro, you now take a bike. This time you take a bike. I think that place is you can only get there via bikes. So you take another bike going to Igbogila Town, Okodudu Village. Igbogila Town, Okodudu. So that's basically how you can get to that particular estate if you're going via public transport. Okay, so let me repeat it again. You find yourself at Oshodi. From Oshodi, you take a bus going to Pangpa. From Pangpa, once you get to Pangpa, you stop and you take another one going to Ilaro, and then from Ilaro, you will now take a bike going to Igbogila Town or Okodudu Village specifically. So the property doctor mentioned that this thing that looks like a tire here is a water corporation. Will I call it infrastructure or whatever? Whether it works now or not, I really do not know. But along this particular part, it's more like a T-junction. So the left leads to Ilaro, which is where we were going, but the right leads to Mowe or Fada, the Redemption Camp, and what have you, and all of those places. Okay. So out this particular journey that we discovered was the fact that there were a lot of security outfits on the way. I mean, it was almost like at every juncture, once you get into the Ogun State, there was always security outfits. So somehow you could see that particular location is very secure because we kept seeing soldiers, military people, as you kept approaching Igbogila Town. So there were a lot of security outfits in that area, and so somehow you could say that place is quite secure. So along the line, we came across, we saw this OPIC housing scheme. So I think it's a scheme, by Ogun State government, in order to help, people get affordable properties. I think, and the property doctor mentioned that a house was going for maybe 45 million. I don't know. I'm not sure. Or he said a land there was around 1.2 million or 2 million or whatever. So I'm really not sure how much the land there cost, but that's what that OPIC housing scheme is about. Then we came close and we saw this Yewa Egbado College Ilaro. My people, sorry for the murdering, but I am not a Yoruba person, so sorry about that. But I think it's called Yewa Egbado College Ilaro. So a major highlight of this particular journey, was seeing the Dangote cement factory, Ibese. I mean, that man built I don't know whether this is an edifice or, but it was huge. Like that is one of the landmarks, major and gigantic landmarks on your way to Igbogila Town. So the road where we were driving through was the road that was constructed, by Dangote for his cement factory, and so he made that place open up, and also it's more or less like 10 to 15 minutes from Igbogila Town itself. So we this is Dangote cement factory Ibeche. So as you can see from here, Igbogila is not in the bush. It's not like it's a place where motor do not go through. You can see that there are blocks of shops. There are shops. There's a lot of infrastructure. There's a lot of economic activities happening. Where this property is located, or on your way to where this property is located, right? So when quite a number of people have already reached out and asked, do people live there? Is it motorable? Now you can see that it is motorable, right? Yeah. So this is Novia Hospital Services, and after passing through Novia Hospital Services, the next stop was where we got fuel. We had to top up our tank as we continued on the journey. Okay. So this is Igbogila Ultra Modern Market. I think we came here to meet someone, to link up with someone. So the property doctor called someone and was asking if the person was available. We wanted to check out someone whose shop was in this particular ultra modern market, but then the person was not available. And also we also had to pick someone around First Bank. So there's a bank. So we had to pick someone around First Bank as well on our way to the place. On our way we came across several facilities like schools, clinics, a bar, recreational centers, hotels, restaurants, everything that a city should have. All of these things we passed as we were going to Igbogila Town. Okay. Here we are at First Bank, where we had already decided to pick up someone who was going to link up with someone who was going to continue journey with us as we continued going on this journey to Igbogila Town. So at a point as we continued, it began to rain really heavily. So but thank God we were in the car. The journey kept going. So finally the rain stopped, and then we came out. Man, look at these vegetations. These are people's farms. On these farms you can find cash crops. You can also find food crops. There is cassava, there is groundnuts, there is tomato, there is pepper. I think I also saw garden egg, and there are quite a number of things that have been planted on this. On our way we saw people who had planted cashew nuts, and a host. You can see there are palm fronds on this particular farm. So it's a very fertile ground for whatever it is you want to plant. I should have been telling you this. Make your way down before this property increases to 300,000 naira on 1st September. Once it's 1st of September, bagam, this property increases. A plot goes back to 300,000 naira. So here we're already on the farm. We saw some people living on their farm, like they have some structures erected on their farm. And then I think I saw a what's it called this now, where you have pigs. So I saw they were rearing pigs, they were rearing chickens, they were rearing goats, they were rearing rams, and then they were also processing. What we saw again was that they were processing palm. They were trying to extract palm oil from the palm tree. So you guys will forgive me, I'm not a village person. I didn't grow up in the village, so some of these terminologies are quite strange to me. I'm just trying. I'm better than some people, duh. So we found some of these people, they were processing. They lived on the farm. We saw them cooking. They were processing. They were trying to extract some oil from palm tree. From the palm fruits that had been harvested. God help me. So while on the farm as well, we shot some content, as a way of showing you that this thing is real and that this is not a scam, right? We shot some content. We came across people. We saw people who were still farming. No, not farming, because at this particular point they had already planted cassava, and the cassava that was planted is the cassava that will take 7 months to be harvested. Harvested is the word. So they had already planted that. We also saw people who were clearing the land, for cultivation as well. A lot of people had already the land has already been allocated to quite a number of people. We saw several plots of land at the time when we went for this particular inspection, and then the property doctor himself was creating content and using that particular place to educate people on. I think he spoke about what do you do when you buy bad property, and also how do you know what are the steps, or what are the things that you should know before involving or engaging in a land purchase transaction.
Itire is a dry land. You don't need to start doing rafting, piling because you buy before you buy your land. So land investment is one of the things that.
So cassava stalks have already started being planted in the grounds. Like, I think you can see some of them here as well. So these are cassava stalks that they are planting already. So planting has started. People have acquired these lands for planting. So the beautiful thing about this place is that when you can see all the ridges that have already been made. When you get your property here, the company helps you to plant. You actually don't. So I want to let you guys know that this is a very great opportunity for you to invest in real estate. Like I mentioned already, a plot of land here is still selling for 150,000 naira. 150,000 naira just for the month of August. By September, the plot goes back to 300,000 naira, and 6 plots of land, which is 1 acre, sells for 850,000 naira. And the very beautiful thing about this whole initiative is that you can decide to start farming on your plot immediately instead of leaving it fallow, right? You can decide to start farming on your plot immediately, and the company already has measures to also accommodate that if you want. So if you want to start farming on your plots immediately, you buy it. There are provisions for that, for either a plot or as many plots as possible that you want to start farming on. So guys, I want you people to take good use of this opportunity. Grab it, like seriously, because as we get into the month of September, the prices increases. Okay, so having completed all that we had for that day, we embarked on the journey back home. Now you see how you can get to World Bridge Estate, Okodudu Village, Igbogila, from Lagos. So let me just, in summary, if you're driving down to the place, you can find your way. But if you're not driving down to the place and you're going via public transport, remember that you get to Oshodi first, and from Oshodi you take a bus going to Ogun State, but you stop and alight at Kpangpa. Then from Kpangpa you take another one going to Ilaro, and from Ilaro you find your way, take a bike going to Igbogila. And that's it guys. Take care of yourself. Bye.